Hey everybody, it is Kate from Open Door Consult and Life Coaching. I just want to say thanks for tuning in just here for a minute. I've been thinking a lot lately about how people are just like exhausted, not just like physically, but emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually too. And honestly, I think sometimes we call it burnout, but really it's just misalignment. And sometimes we're living like so far away from our values that our entire system, like the way that we're doing things, we just start feeling like the weight of it. And that's just exhausting to us. Have you ever noticed like your body knows something is wrong before your brain like admits to something is wrong? Like you're physically beginning to feel it. Like you could feel anxious, maybe you're being short-tempered, just feeling super drained or disconnected, heavy, unmotivated, things like that, like even restless. Like these are some of the things that I've been feeling. So I know I'm not the only one out there. And sometimes we try to fix it. Like we try to do things that are outside of ourselves. So we try to feel better. We tend to scroll more. Maybe we're shopping more, eating more. We're just distracting ourselves with busyness and numbing out. Okay. But deep down, there's this little quiet tension that because we're like the way that we're living no longer matches like the things that are the most important to us. Okay. So, and that's like the disconnect that affects us more than we even realize. It's really disconnecting from our values, from our base. Like, for example, okay, if you value peace, which I do, but your life is like full of chaos and people pleasing, and constant struggle bus, your nervous system, like it feels that. You're going to feel that inside. Okay. And before you can maybe even put words on it, you're going to feel it. If you value your family, but yet your work is consuming all of your emotional energy, your body feels that. If you value honesty, but you constantly keep suppressing your feelings to keep everybody else comfortable, am I hitting too close to home for some of you? I mean, this is literally my story too. It creates like internal stress, right? For valuing honesty, but yet you're the one constantly suppressing feelings to make sure everybody else is okay. If you value rest, but you never actually allow yourself to slow down because you're feeling guilty or no one else is going to do it, so I have to, right? Your body begins to actually like starts demanding what your mind refuses to allow. So I really believe that there's something powerful that happens when we begin living in alignment with what truly matters, like to us on the inside, when our actions and our words align with who we are inside. Okay. I think that's really, really important. And I think we can get off course easily. It's like having a breath of fresh air brings life back to us. So even scripture, I love this, says a cheerful heart is good medicine. That's what it says. A cheerful heart is good medicine. When our heart can be cheerful, when we're living misaligned from our values, our hearts will not be cheerful. We will feel it, and then eventually we will understand it. There's also a verse that says envy rots the bones. So that tells me that our inner life actually has a lot to do with our physical life. You cannot separate your body from your mind, from your soul, from your emotions. They are one. God put us all together inside. Okay. So, and science actually, the cool thing is science actually supports it too. So chronic stress, okay, inner conflict, resentment, emotional suppression, constantly living against ourselves can impact our sleep. How many of you have not slept well because of one of those things, right? It causes inflammation in our bodies. It depletes our energy. It ruins our mood. It can mess with our digestion, even our immune system. The way that we're able to fight something off, like that is telling, isn't it? That our inner world has a lot to do with our outer world. So our bodies actually carry what our souls struggle with. And I'll tell you something, that when I do an aroma touch, I can actually feel it on people when I'm rubbing them. Their body is telling me things. I am not a licensed anything, but I've done the aroma touch enough to know this doesn't feel like the normal or what I'm normally feeling, your body begins to tell its story through your or your inner, your body tells the story of your inner world. And if it's that stressful and getting crazy. So, now I want to be clear, like living according to your values. Oh, someone's trying to text me. Does not mean like all of a sudden life is easy. Like, oh, I'm just going to jump in the boat and go downstream. No, it actually, it doesn't mean that at all. It does not mean everything feels perfect. Okay. When you're living according to how your inner self is. And it definitely doesn't mean we become selfish to do just whatever the crap we want, disregarding other people. Okay. It just means we're starting to live more honest, like with ourselves, and honest about like what matters to us, honest about what doesn't matter to us, what drains us, like what gives us life, like where we're choosing to put our energy and our time. Like even where we're abandoning ourselves, where we're kind of leaving ourselves out there to just fend for itself, when really we need to be showing up for, and where we may actually need to put some healthy boundaries, because sometimes it is the energy outside of ourselves that is depleting us. We need to pay attention to things like that. Sometimes like the smallest change can actually create a big shift too. So maybe finally like saying no to somebody and not apologizing for it would be a good boundary. Maybe it's spending more time with people who bring us peace instead of instead of pressure, not pleasure. Spending more time with people who bring us peace because we value peace. Does that make sense? I value my faith, and maybe it's taking time to reconnect with your faith, right? I had that conversation with somebody last week. Person of faith needs to take time in their faith to grow and to be established in that, if that's something that they say that's important to them. And when they're not, it oftentimes feels like life is chaotic. And that's totally what has happened to me last week. That's how I was feeling. Maybe it's like creating margin in your life instead of like constantly running on empty. It's like saying no, right? I value a little bit of leeway in between my to-dos. And so I'm going to say no to some people so I don't have it so hard. And maybe it's even just allowing yourself to like rest without feeling lazy. Sometimes some of us, and that's me too, like just chilling out, just kind of feels like there's so many things I should be doing. Like we're trying to heal, like we're trying to feel healed. We're trying to get better in how we're feeling. But we're actually continue to live in ways that are continuing to hurt us or harm us, and like wound us. So it's like, this is what I say. I tell people, when you're trying to fill your bucket and you got a hole in your bucket, you got to focus first on filling the hole before you start putting the good stuff in, because otherwise you're going to put all the good stuff in. You're trying to do something good for yourself, yet you still have this thing that's being empty. Okay, so healing isn't just about adding them. It's not just about filling your bucket. And sometimes it looks like fixing something that's been happening or stopping something that's been ongoing. Sometimes it's about removing what's actually violating our inner self, our inner world, or our spirit person, or however you see yourself on the inside. So I think one of the most important questions we can ask ourselves is ask yourself this: what do I value? What's really important to me? What does my life like actually reflect? What do I want it to reflect? What do I want it to be like? What's really important to me? Because when our actions begin to align with our values, it starts to change things, and it begins internally. And I'll tell you what, there is more peace for sure. There's a lot more clarity. There's a lot more steadiness in what we're doing, and just honestly more life-giving life. It's like, I can breathe again. I can move again. I can do this, and not because life becomes perfect all of a sudden, right? It's just we stop fighting ourselves all day long. It's like all of a sudden things align. They're not misaligned anymore. They're aligned. So this week, I want to encourage you on a few things. Number one, what matters most to me? Think about that. What matters most to me? And then maybe where am I out of alignment? So what matters most to me is peace. I really value my peace, yet I'm in this very close relationship with a volatile person who every time they come in, they're like a swirling tornado whirlwind. Maybe you need to limit your time with them. Okay. That's just an example. So where am I out of alignment? What is draining life from me? What is one small step I can take toward living like more honestly and intentionally, one little small step. What decision can I make to be more true to who I am, to like walk in who that is? And then like, don't try to overhaul your life overnight. Like you can't become a totally different human overnight, but just think of like, what's one little thing I can do? Because like little shifts towards alignment, like gives you back that breath where all of a sudden you can like live in those weary places a little bit more, right? As we're getting out of the hole that we put ourselves in when we're living misaligned, right? I just think a lot of us need that right now. I think it's important to share that. So that's why I made this little video. So hopefully you found that helpful. I'm Kate from Open Door Counsel and Life Coaching.